Hello there and welcome to Field Study, an exploration of food and the landscape. So today we're going to be turning these delicious lacto-fermented wild garlic buds into a useful spice that can be used in everyday cookery. So I picked these wild garlic buds when wild garlic season was in full swing in the UK. So that was late spring, early summer. And I basically submerged them in a 2% saline solution and let them do their thing really. So what happens when you do that is that salt keeps out any bad bacteria, and lactobacillus, the good bacteria that we want in order to break this down, have taken hold and they've fermented this beautifully and preserved it. There are plenty of resources online about lacto-fermentation and how it works, but I will be covering it in a future video, so stay tuned for that. So these have been fermenting away for a couple of months now, and whilst they're perfectly edible and delicious, the lactic acid, as it ferments away, tends to change the texture of the vegetable that you're fermenting. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but with these buds like this, they can go a little bit mushy and pulpy, which some people absolutely love when they're making sauerkraut and stuff. They like the soft texture, but for me, I like a little bit of crunch and bite to the vegetable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give these a second life by turning them into a store cupboard essential, which you can use throughout the year. So the first thing that you're going to need is a dehydrator. So this is a cheap and nasty one off of Amazon. You can get them relatively inexpensively, or you can fork out a couple of £100 for one. Just depends on your budget really, and if you don't have a budget for a dehydrator, then you can always use a low setting on a fan oven and just keep an eye on the stuff that's in there. And the second thing you're going to need is tin foil or aluminium foil. So this basically I use every time I'm dehydrating something that's wet like these in the dehydrator, just because it helps with the cleanup. Because if you've ever tried to get dehydrated anything off of these plastic racks, you'll know that it's very difficult. So just put these down and then put the stuff that you're dehydrating on the top of it, and you can put some holes or just make sure that middle bit, or there's room for the air to flow around basically, because that's what dries out the food. So a dehydrator and some aluminium foil. These smell insane. So good. So it's sharp, it's garlicky, it's delicious. So that's them there. Beautiful. So the outside casing of them sort of goes translucent, and you can see the white of what would have been the petals on the inside. And they are salty and lovely. There's one of the leaves there. I use the leaves just to help submerge the buds in the brine. So once your dehydrator is loaded up, put it onto a medium heat and just leave it to dehydrate for as long as it takes. I'll get back to you once everything's dehydrated and good to go. So it's been a full day now, and everything's gone nice and crispy. So this is the sort of stage that you want it at. So it gives a nice crunchy sound. So you want to then put it into a pestle and mortar and just keep on grinding away at it until it becomes a nice fine powder. There will still be some chunky bits, but that's absolutely fine. So there we go, lacto-fermented wild garlic powder. So there we go. If you want to see more foraging videos and recipes cooking with wild ingredients, click the subscribe button and give this video a like, and take care.